Hello there and welcome to another episode of How to Warframe. Today's episode is going to have some spoilers in it, so if you haven't completed the second dream quest line, go ahead and pause, stop the video, bookmark it, go and complete that quest, come back, watch the video, and I will see you then. To give you a little bit of time to do that, I'm going to go pet my puppy while you're doing that. Such a good dog. Alright, if you're still here, I'll assume you've either completed the quest or you don't care about spoilers. Now once you've completed that quest, to get to your operator, you'll go to the back of your ship. You can go left or right. I just happen to be going right. Come down this ramp, you'll see 3 doors. It's an infested one. We don't know what's there, but hopefully it'll be coming out soon. Not sure about that one either. The middle one is where you'll go to get to your operator, which you will have chosen his or her appearance at the end of the quest. You will have chosen one of these 5 schools. Now they do give you a little test to suggest a school, but you can choose a school if you have already done some research and know which one you want to go with. When I completed it, I went with what the test told me to go with, which was the Zenurik school. As you can see, I've unlocked 2 other schools. I haven't quite unlocked these yet. Let's go over the different schools, starting with Madurai. This is the pretty much offensive base school. You shoot a flaming beam of death out of your chest and incinerate all enemies in front of you. On top of that, you can split your beam into 3. And this is the cool part. Increases slash, puncture, and impact damage for the duration of the mission. Now, one thing to be careful about, each one of these ways, as they're called, increases the cooldown of the focus ability by 45 seconds, which it starts off with a 180-second cooldown. So if you select all the ways, you are going to have a long cooldown on your way ability. That's where the mastery comes in useful, reduces the cooldown on it. But you can go through, read, see what sounds nice to you. This is just what I prefer on this one. Next one we have is the Vazarin, however you want to pronounce it, which this is the healing focus. Mending tides, unleashes basically healing energy, grants a total of 2,500 health, which basically should heal everyone except for Inaros, who has stupid amounts of health anyway. I haven't unlocked this yet, so I can't speak to its playstyle. But it is a support ability. I would expect Trinity players would appreciate this. This is what seems to be the big draw to this, is the ability to revive fallen allies instantly, up to 1 time for the duration of the mission, which hopefully you're not having to revive a lot, otherwise, well, you might want to tell your team to get good. You also have Protection Ward. Of course, all the focus trees have this mastery focus that reduces the cooldown. Useful if you're going to select a lot of these ways. Just go through, read, see what you like. Next one we have is the Naramon, which this one's nice if you're planning on doing a lot of melee during a mission. Basically, you shoot out confusion and make enemies fight each other. It works just like a radiation proc or a Nyx's chaos ability. grants 10% affinity from killing people with melee weapons. This is why I was saying that melee players would appreciate this. Especially this. 5 seconds of invisibility when you get a critical hit with a melee weapon. So if you have a high critical chance melee weapons such as the dual cleavers or the dual prismatic cleavers, this can be extraordinarily useful. Beyond that, and deadly intent helps you out once again. But beyond that, just go through, read, decide what you like. Next one we have is Unairu, which I am completely butchering the names, I'm sure of it, but yeah, I don't care. This is another more defensive one. Grants a bonus to armor for the duration of the mission, so it doesn't directly affect enemies, it affects yourself. Then you get this one, where you can petrify the enemies. Unleash a petrifying ray of... Oops, I'm sorry, this is the base one, so you unleash a ray of petrifying enemies, so that would probably be like Atlas's number 1. I haven't gotten to try this out myself, so I can't speak to it. Attacks with melee weapons, so looks like these 3 here would be the most useful so far. Beyond that, just go through, read, see what's going to work for you. Oh, this would be a nice one. And then we have Zenurik, which is the one I like. So, basically, lifts enemies up in the air. You know, it kind of sounds like, whatever. But they can't do anything while they're lifted in the air. You can shoot them. Pretty awesome. This one, wherever you first activate your ability, there's a little cone there, or dome, that replenishes energy. Energy overflow, 4 energy per second for the duration of the mission. Awesome ability. This is part of why I like it. Energy spike. Energy orbs restore energy to allies within 3 meters, which once I get that leveled up, I think it goes up to 4 meters. Increases efficiency of Warframe abilities. Time Stream and Temporal Storm, not sure how useful that is. Like I said, this is one that I like. Everyone has their own playstyle. So read through, choose which one's right for you. Eventually I'm going to unlock them all. I'm going to play with them all. Probably I'll stick with Zenurik, but we'll see how it goes. Now let's go over how to gain focus, because you do have to earn it just like you earn affinity in a way, except you do it with max rank weapons, not with by leveling weapons up. So take my Act Magnus here. Let's say I wanted to earn affinity for the Madurai tree, which I think I have the lens for. So you go to your actions, you have your catalyst, polarization, swap polarity, and now you have this focus lens. Alright, so I have the Vizarin lens here. So I would install that lens. And now any affinity I gain with this weapon goes to that tree. That includes shared affinity and kills from the weapon. So basically the same stuff you would get from leveling the weapon up, you get into that tree at a reduced rate. Now you also have what's called a greater lens. I'm not sure about the numbers, but it basically just channels a greater amount of affinity. It installs exactly the same way. You can either purchase it for 40 platinum, trade for it in the trade channel, or if you want to farm the sorties for those lenses, once you have 4 lenses of the same type, you can use one of these blueprints, 4 lenses, 1 argon crystal, 1 oricon cell, and 25,000 credits. So it's not that expensive to build. And that is a permanent blueprint. And you can build your own greater lens. And from what I've been told, that is more effective than using 3 or 4 of the lesser lenses. So from what I've been told, they're definitely worth it. I haven't tested it myself yet, so I can't say on that. Well, that's it for this episode. If you like it, and go ahead and punch that subscribe button. I will leave you with a couple scenes of the number 5 focus ability now.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. I'm in.